Welcome to our today's session. And during this part of our call, we are going to discuss the technical analysis of few of the stocks which we commonly trade in. And right now in front of us, we have like this TSX index chart, and we will begin our discussion with this, and then we can take on a few stocks one by one as per your request, and then we will analyze those. So to begin with this TSX things, the TSX, as I discussed with you in our earlier meetings, like TSX is currently in uptrend, although we can see a minor, corrections coming in during the days, but overall we can see that this is in uptrend, and our ultimate target for TSX is 16,500 level, and currently we are at 15,600 level. And you can see a resistance coming in at the level of, this is the expected resistance level, 15,900 to 15, to be exact, 15,800 to 15,950. This will be a little resistance for the TSX index. If it breaks this level, then it will be all clear to go up till 16,500 level. So if the markets perform well, although it is a little slow in moving upwards, but if we expect the markets to be performing well, particularly the US markets, which have a great impact on our market as well. So if everything goes well, we can see the index moving upward. But however, you can see a resistance level at the level of 15,850 to 15,950. So this will be a short-term resistance from where the index can rebound and take some correction before it continues its upward journey. So overall, the index is in upward direction. So you need to hold on your stocks, and you need to plan your trades accordingly. If the index is not able to break this resistance level, you need to get out of the trades and sell your stocks before it takes a dip to lower levels. So you need to to be careful of the movement of the index in the coming week. So coming week will be important. The last day of the session was not good. It was the volume. If you talk about the volumes were very low as compared to the any of the volume in last 2 months. So this was the time when the volume was very low on 25th of May, and then this day, the last trading session was very little volume. So let's see how the market performs in the coming days. The last few sessions, you can say over a week, we had consistent volumes, but the last day was very little volume was observed, and that's why the shape of the candle is, you can see there's some sort of dodgy candle was formed, indecisive candle. So next week is very important if you're planning to you're planning for some buy in trades or sell in trades. So you need to be very careful of the index, how it moves, and keep an eye on the US index. US index seems positive these days, and it is in uptrend. If I just open the US index as well, so it will give a better idea. Not this one. I had this here. Nasdaq. Oh, no. NDX. Yeah. So NDX, you can see this was the previous level where I told you it will be going to take a downside dip till here, and it actually came till this level. And after that, it is in continuous uptrend. So this candle is also on the higher side, although the closing was a little low than the opening. That's why it's red, but still it has a potential to go up, and you can see a resistance level at 10,520 for the Nasdaq 100 index. So from 10,520, it will rebound and then fall down. So when it will fall down, you will see the similar impact on TSX index. So whenever you are buying something or you're planning a trade, so look at the TSX index and then go at the Nasdaq and S&P 500 and the other Dow Jones as well, and then see how they are behaving, and you may consider the impact of those indices on TSX as well, and then you go and check your individual stock, how that stock is moving these days. So this is really important, and most of the guys, they actually neglect this and they don't focus on the index movement. So just to summarize the index movement, Nasdaq is also in upward direction, and it has the potential to go little more up till 10,520. So there's a room of 200 to 250 points on the upside, and then it may start coming down. So in the coming week, at some point of time, you may observe some red days. Probably not on the beginning of the week, because still we have a room here, and the unemployment data results for US have been positive unexpectedly. So that has got a positive impact on the market, and the same we have seen in on TSX as well. So after this news has been cooled down in a couple of days, one or two or max three, and by that time the index would have reached its resistance level of 10,520, and it can rebound from that unless we have a very good positive news that can make this index move upward beyond this resistance level, which we see that it might not be happening given the corona fears and all that. So be careful about the index movement for the Nasdaq, and then TSX impact, and after that you go and check your individual stock, how that stock is moving. So I think that's a little overview of the indices, and then now we can move on to different stocks. So let's start with any other stock you can say. Yes, guys, which stock you
Nutrient,
want to discuss first?
NTR.
NTR. NTR TSX. Okay, here is the chart for the NTR. I have this one. Okay, NTR. Let's draw some trend lines. So NTR seems to be on an uptrend on a longer time frame, and it had a resistance level here, a support level, this one, and then we have another one here. Okay, so it seems that the stock is trading currently at its support level of 43.50, 43.47, and it has taken a turn from its support level. So this was the lowest candle which was formed on the last on 30th June. So from there it has taken a rebound, and seemed that it has taken a support from this level. So whenever it hits the support line and forms one candle above the previous candle, so that's actually a confirmation, and now it has actually formed the two levels, which are two candles which are above the previous candle of 30th June. So it confirms that the stock has actually changed its direction, and after taking a support from a level of 43.47. So it has a tendency to move upward, and if we see this trend line, so it may move along with this trend line, and then immediate resistance will be in this one. For a very short time you can see the stock take resistance at this level. That wouldn't be a very strong resistance, but it might face a resistance at this level before it moves up till the previous level of 51. So the immediate resistance you will see at 46. Currently it is at 44. So upside is for 46, which is like almost $2.50, and the downside is $1. So risk to reward ratio is positive. You can trade in this stock. Volumes are considerably low, but you have as you see that it has started moving upward, so we can expect the volumes to go up in the coming days, although the volumes have been in the downtrend, but the difference between the volumes is not much significant, given that this stock has taken a support and moving upward. RSI has indicated a positive sign, a bullish sign, and it is moving steeply upward in upward direction. And that's all for this stock, I guess. And I think it is a good time to enter in this stock after it has taken a support from this level of 43.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. Next stock.
The next stock I would like to ask is Kushetrad. I think the ticker symbol is ATD. I think so.
ATD. ATD. This one. Kushetrad. Yeah. Okay. So this stock is currently in a consolidation phase. Let's draw a channel here. Stock is consolidating in this range. So when the stock is in consolidation phase, so normally it is risky to enter in that phase because you don't know where it will break out, upward or downward. So it's better to avoid such stock unless it breaks out the channel. And after the channel has been broken out, then you can, enter into any trade. So if we see how it's gonna behave, it will, if it gives a upward breakout, so you can see this stock will have a tendency to reach up to 47.7, and it has actually a resistance at this level. This is based on the fact that if it goes upward, so you can see that it can move upward till this level, and if it gives a breakout on the lower side, then you can see this stock moving downwards towards a level of 37. So I would recommend wait for some time till this stock gives some breakout either in upward direction or in the downward direction. So, and then you can plan your trade accordingly. Volumes are considerably low on the downside. MACD has started moving upward. If we draw some line here on the RSI side, or the MACD RSI actually, so this is RSI is currently at this level. So let's see if it breaks this level, and on the downside, RSI seems to have taken a strong support from this point, from this level. So RSI is not falling below the level of 49, which is, if we say like 50, at 50 level, it is like no trend. Below 50 is downward trend, and upward above 50 is uptrend. So currently it is based on RSI, it is in uptrend, and a few candles have also been formed in upward direction, but still it is in this range, this consolidation range. So let's wait for this to give a breakout, and then you plan your trade either on the upper side or on the lower side. Currently, I would say like just wait and watch for the stock.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Yeah, next stock, guys.
Tahir, can you just check fuse.cn, fuse.cn?
Fuse.cl.
CN.
Just
Yeah, Komal.
fuse this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This stock. See, this stock. I don't see any good volumes being traded in this stock. So guys, my recommendation is don't, you know, get into such stocks which are like illiquid stocks. By illiquid, I mean there is no volume in that. So on the daily basis, see the shape of the candles. This is actually all these sort of stocks are actually not good to be traded in because they do not follow any technicals. Because when you plan your trade based on the technicals, there has to be some trends, or there has to be some volumes, the shape of the candles in order to analyze that. So whatever sort of analysis you will do, given the basic or advanced or anything, it will not hold good. So I will recommend not to get into this stock based on the technicals. But if you have some good news on this and you are confident to get some profits on this, only then you can go. But I would recommend to avoid such stocks. And also, this is a super penny stock. So I would recommend not to get into this. And the reason that that it have moved upward and have made a very big green candle might be some news, and now the news has cooled down. It's coming back again to the same level, and you will see the stock again coming back to this normal level of 0.06. So I will draw this for you here. So it will, you will see this stock again to this level, and also this is in a downward trend. RSI is steeply downward, and it will take might take a support at this level of 49. So that's all. If you are holding this, exit it. Don't wait for the stock to come further down.
Thanks, Tahir.
Okay.
Can you also check another one if you don't mind, please? That is BPY.UN.
BPY, British Petroleum,
No,
yeah,
Brookfield. Yeah.
Brookwood. Okay.
No, I think it's the Canada one, not the.
Okay, let me go to other one.
BPY.UN.
This one.
Yeah, that one. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, guys. So Brookfield property. If you look at the longer time frame, seems to be in the uptrend. Okay, and let's make a clone of this. You can see this stock, or I better to take it from here. Okay. So it seems that stock is being traded. Let's get it here back. Stock is being traded in this channel, and there was some breakout, which didn't sustain, and again it went back into the same previous channel. So it is trading in this channel. It took a support from its level of somewhere around 13.225, and then it has started moving up. So it has taken a big jump here. So maybe these days were the beginning of the month. Yes, the beginning of the month, most of these property stocks, they show an upward movement, and by the end of the month they are in the downward side. Let's see if it holds good here. It was 13th May. Okay, it was 1st June. Okay, so here also it came back based on the month end dates, and the start of the month it went up. So now this is again the start of the month, it will go up. So after that it will come back again. Here it's see. Okay, see this. These three candles are formed at the beginning of the month. So it was in the downward side till the end of the month, and as soon as the new month came in, it went up. And I think it's just following the almost the same pattern. You can say with like 80 to 90% accuracy that by the month end it goes down, and by the beginning of the month it goes up. So since it is the beginning of the month, so you will see this stock will go up little higher till this trend line. If it follows this trend line, so you can see this stock around 16.3 to 17. So 1630 to 17, this stock has a tendency to go up. As soon as it reaches there, sell it, and then wait for the next month, and then buy it from here. So I think that's how this stock is being traded. And RSI has steeply moved upward, which is a good sign. Volumes are at the average level. The last day volume was higher because of this jump. So only the volumes currently being traded are, like, I would say, little below the average. Volume is done and RSI is done. I think that's all for the stock. Anything else you want to discuss on about this stock?
So just a quick question, Tahir. So in this particular scenario, so is this a good time to enter, or do we wait for it to come down and then enter?
See, if you want to enter, you can, but the upside is now limited. It might, go till 1630 maximum. I'm talking about 16, like this one, 16 first level, then this previous level 1630. So and the downside is little more. It will be little risky, but if you go with a stop loss, you can earn a little amount on this, but actually you have missed the train. You should have entered it from this point. So next time for this time, you can enter with a tight stop loss and monitor it very closely. As soon as starts going down, just get out of this trade. But it has got a little bit more potential. You can earn a little thing in this. And for the next time, wait for the end of the month, and you get this stock by the month end, and you will make a profit in 4 or 5 days. Then exit after first week of the month. So that should be a strategy in almost all the property related real estate related stocks. Almost all, not all. You can see how they are moving. Check their trend based on the month end and the open days, and you plan your trade accordingly on that.
Okay, got it. And one
Okay.
last, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for this. And one last one, it is
Mhm.
TXMD.
TXMD.
Yeah.
Okay.
And before you start off, Tahir,
Mhm.
just a quick one. I think
Mhm.
for this, I have received a tip from someone, so this might be
Mhm.
helpful for everyone, that
Mhm.
for a long time, right, it
Mhm.
might go to around $7 or $8. So just in case if anyone else is interested, just have a look at it, but do their own diligence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for this in sharing this information. So let's analyze. And the important thing is you also must know from there where this tip is coming from. Most of the time, these some guys they follow this and tip doesn't work, but most of the time it works also. So you're right. Everyone has to do their own due diligence before they get into some trade. Okay, so based on the technicals, this stock seems to be in the consolidation phase, a long consolidation phase. So after this consolidation phase is over, then you need to see how this stock moves. Okay, if it gives an upward breakout, then it has a tendency to move up till this level. And here you will see that it will face a resistance to around this level, or like this point, or maybe like little lower than this, somewhere here. This one should be a little lower. Yes. Or if it gives a breakout on the downside, then it can go till this point. Little more precise. Yeah. So this should be the levels for this. And this is the support level for this stock. Let's make it green. Okay, so that's what we are talking about for this TXMD. TXMD currently in consolidation phase. Once it gives a breakout, it will go up till 1.7, or if it gives a breakout on the lower side, it is the lower side is max till 0.88 till 0.7. So this that's how we see this stock behaving in the coming days. And if we talk about this RSI, it has a tendency to go a little more upward before it starts going down. Okay, so it is always taking a support from this level of 45, and it's hitting these support this resistance line, this downward sloping trend line. So it can go further up, and as you can see this channel, so it will hit this line of 150, and then it might fall back again as per its previous trends. So this technical analysis is based on the fact that we are not considering any news on that. All technical analysis is based on such fact that there is no good news or no positive news. It's all neutral in the market, and then we base our analysis on the technical aspects. But if this tip works out, then you never know till how far the stock may go. So that's a separate thing. Okay, I think that's fine with this stock.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much for this, Tahir. I think I'm done.
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome. Yes, guys. Next stock.
Can you,
Yeah,
is it okay if I can ask one more
yeah, sure,
stock
sure.
about
Yeah,
CRH?
CRH, Medical Corp.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. CRH has actually shown a good candle here. Was there some news here? Any idea,
yeah,
guys? There was news. Because I can see this level was the support level which it broke, and then it went down till here, took a support from this point of 2.8 and has moved upward. I think there was some news based on which it has gone up. Otherwise, based on the technical aspects, it was forming a descending triangle. Okay, and the descending triangle always gives a breakout on the downside. So it was a descending triangle pattern. And based on technical, we would have expected this stock to give a breakout on the lower side because of the selling pressure on the upper side. However, it didn't happen, and it gives a breakout on the upper side. And there was, you can see from this point, if I can increase this, it was a gap up opening one day, and also a gap up opening on the other day, and a big green candle in the last trading session. So there might be some news trading news related to this stock, based on which it has formed this candle. Otherwise, based on the technical side, it was expected to go give a breakout on the lower side. Now, since it has moved upward, and there with a good volumes in the preceding 2 days, like see, the volumes were lower in the previous sessions around like 2 weeks, and the last 2 days the volume has gone actually up. So the most recent session volume is little down. Maybe the news impact is cooling off, and it has resistance also at this level. This is a resistance level 2, a weaker though. So you need to be careful entering in this stock or on the next session. If in the next session, if it is trading above the half of this candle, above the half of this candle is like 3.2. Okay, we call it like pivot points. We can discuss this pivot things separately in some other sessions. But just to analyze this stock, if this stock is moving in the next session at 3.2, above 3.2, then we can see that stock is still in the uptrend, and you can make your trade in this stock. And if it is moving, if it is below 3.2, then we can safely say that the impact of the news has cooled off and the stock is in the downward side, and you will see the stock again falling back to this region levels of $3. So if it goes 3.2, it's good for this stock, and you can sell it till a level of 3.75 if it continues that journey. Or if it is going below this pivot point of 3.2, sell it before it before it goes to 3 and you lose most of the part of your profit. Entering in this stock will be a little risky because it has already gained its momentum, and there is not much left in the stock right now, and currently it is at resistance level 2. If RSI is steeply upward, and RSI is showing bullish sign. The volumes are up, so you need to focus on the volumes on the next day, pivot point on the next day, and see if it is breaking this resistance or not, because last 2 times it touched this level and fall back again. So this time also it might fall back, given that the volumes were less in the previous sessions. I hope that will help you in making a trade in the next session.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Yes, guys. Next stock, we have like 5 more minutes left, so we can take like 2 stocks more before we
Can
end
you
our
check
today's session. Yeah,
NWH.UN?
NWH. This one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. NWH.UN is also the same story, I believe. Yep, the same pattern. This was a support line, and it was in descending triangle shape, and it has given a breakout to this triangle at this level, and this also is currently at its resistance level. And the shape of the candle is like doji candle. In the doji candle, it is like indecisive candle, and you don't it's not doji actually. It's not a doji candle because the opening and closing are have different levels. So but currently you see the last trading session it hit 11.06, and the previous also it was at 11.06 and was not able to break that level. So in the next session you need to see, and and size of the candle has the body of the candle has gone down, and RSI has turned to a neutral sign. Volumes are low, so it has this stock has now had a tendency to fall back again to the previous levels, and you can see a support at this level of 10.8 and then at 10.67. I hope that's fine.
Yep.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's good.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we will take a last stock for the day before we end up our today's session, and we can, if someone still has some questions on the stock or something, they can send a message in the WhatsApp group, and then we will be able to answer those questions. Yes, guys. The last one for today.
Can we have colors?
Could we have CTC.A?
See, okay, Kamal, I will take you to stock on the group. Let's take the CTC.A. Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire. Okay. Canadian Tire has taken a support from this level. Okay. And it has gone up. This was a channel it was trading in, and it has given a breakout to this channel. Okay, this is considered to be a good breakout actually. And this stock seems to be, in has actually changed its trend. You need to be watching out this one closely. Okay, and let's draw resistance. This will be a resistance. So it can go up till 123. Okay, and the downside is limited. So if the next session on Monday, if you see the stock moving upward, so it will be a good confirmation for this stock to coming out of this channel and moving upwards towards a level of 123. Why I'm saying that we need to have one more confirmation for the day, because this candle will close lower than the previous candle, and the volumes were also less. So the next candle is formed above this candle of the previous session of 100 and gives a closing above 118, then we may say that, okay, yes, the stock has changed its trend, and now it's out of this triangle and moving upward. And secondly, the volumes were very low in the previous session. So next session, watch out for the volume levels, and the closing price should be above 118 before you make a fresh buy in this stock. RSI has moved down, so that's one of the reasons that I'm saying that next session you need to be watching out the closing price and the volumes for this stock. And RSI is currently in this trend. Okay. And it has started moving downwards. So let's see how it behaves on the next trading session. So currently I will say like not to enter in this stock. Just wait for the stock either to come down again to this support level of 116, and you can plan your trade based on this support level. Otherwise, if it gives a upward breakout, then also you can enter in this trade for this resistance level of 123. For the time being, you need to hold and wait and watch the movement of this stock.
Perfect. Thanks, Tahir. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. And our call is going to end soon. So before that, we just say goodbye to everyone and thank you for joining us today. And if the stocks are left, we can take it in our WhatsApp group. Just send a message there and we will be able to help you out. Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Thank you,
weekend.
guys. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thanks, Kamal. Thanks, Tahir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.